The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the show. It's brought to you with Levi Solicitors, who will give you a 10% discount on your legal fees at levisolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball. I'm Dan Moylan. There's Michael Normanton. And there is Rob Conlon. Heroes and villains then for part 3 of the show. The Ken Bates Villain of the Week Award nominations. Who have we had in from our TSP Plus members? And who do we want to add into the pile? Should we start with the obvious candidate? I think who's got to be a front runner for this. Beer. Chris was in touch about beer. Had to work on Sunday morning after the Liverpool game. Just, oh my goodness, I wasn't well, which is one of those beautiful euphemisms.
Trying to make out you got a stomach bug at work. But when you were at the Liverpool game, yeah.
Awful, isn't it? We went out, back when I was working at the radio station, we did a team training thing over in Cumbria. It was like at a country house, and obviously it was like a free bar in the evening or whatever. Absolutely destroyed until about, stupid o'clock in the morning, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And then went back over to Newcastle, and then I had to go on air that afternoon. Absolute shambles.
If it's a work thing, though, that you've got drunk on, that's kind of all right, I think.
Yeah,
I think
they're encouraging it.
I think work have got to accept that that's...
I mean, that's all
that's part of the deal.
The only reason you enjoyed ITV, wasn't it, really, at the end?
Basically, yeah.
just going on the jollies.
I'm going to be useless today, by the way, because it was a free bar.
And it's your fault.
So what on earth did you expect to happen?
I imagine as well, given that you're a man who appreciates value, you absolutely rinse a free bar.
Of course. You've got to, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to.
Rob, have you had some good work dues?
Yeah, I was just thinking back to my previous job and the first Christmas do. My editor, and I was sort of, you don't know the vibe when you're the new boy there, and then my editor walked in and he was absolutely levered and sort of arm round the manager and all that, and I thought, what, it'll be all right, I can do what I want here if he's like that.
All the boundaries just completely collapsed. Yeah. It's great, isn't it? Let's move on to the Liverpool nominees then. In this, we've got Klopp, Robertson, and sort of the fans, the atmosphere, the stadium. Such a special atmosphere.
Kind of weird one for Klopp, because he got absolutely loads of nominations, but no one had a proper reason for it. It was just like, because he's annoying. Just sick of him. Although Gillian did have a good one, saying that pointing out it should have been banned for this.
Although we will hear the counterpoint argument to that when we get over to Hero of the Week award.
Yeah. And New York Sean called him a fucking shiny baby, which quite amused me.
Robertson got a couple of nominations as well for he had a bit of a scrap, didn't he, down the touchline?
Yeah, and
with our boy,
and he booted Melly in the face as well.
In the face?
In the face. That's where Mark Rocker was unconcerned.
That was brilliant, actually.
It's just like, yeah, it's fine. Just take your time.
Robertson's little kick on Aronson, though, that was a really sly little shit house thing. There's no need for that. Thankfully, Tyler Adams was there for his mate, but yeah, no need for it.
Always first on the scene, isn't he, Tyler? He's very good at that stuff.
Yeah, Marvin's here with some twisty words about Anfield. And about the fact that there was no atmosphere there, and it makes the Emirates sound lively. But, if you want to be fair, when things get difficult at your football club and you're not enjoying it, it does kill the atmosphere a bit, doesn't it?
But the atmosphere at Fulham was shit.
Yeah,
I have to say, Ellen Road, that never got going.
It's flat, and again, at time of the week, as I was saying before, and also style of the game, nerves, and it starts to unravel. And yeah,
but I have always got the feeling that the Anfield atmosphere is very hit and miss. I feel like on a big sort of European night, it sounds like it can be good, but then I think a lot of the time it's pretty dire. It's just because and as well, as we'll probably find, the more they expand the stadium, the more
tourists.
Corporate bits they stick in, the more tourist tickets kind of become a thing, and you end up actually diluting it down a bit. And even though there are more people, it can somehow be worse as a result of it.
Because you can spread out the people who are all like-minded, can't you?
So what I'm saying is knock down the West Stand and don't rebuild it.
Yeah, or rebuild it smaller.
Just make everyone wedge in. Just put like an old-fashioned...
Like a cinder bank or whatever.
Yeah, just a slope that people can stand on.
Yeah. Are you thinking roof or...?
Oh, God, no.
No.
Make it £3 to go in there. To stand on a hill.
Love it. A variety of sort of pundits got fingered by various people. Sky, Graham Souness, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Match of the Day, all picked out for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, Match of the Day, because I obviously watched it this week because we won. And this does tend to happen when team from bottom end beats team from the top end. They do talk more about what's gone wrong at team from top end rather than what's gone right at team from bottom end.
Liverpool aren't top end.
Yeah, well, no. But they're big six, aren't they? And will forever be. So, yeah, that was maybe a bit annoying, but at the end of the day, who cares?
But Boney M, by the way, did pick out the person responsible for putting Meslier and Somerville next to each other for the interview. He needed a milk crate to stand on, didn't he? Which was good fun.
I mean, Melier could have bobbed down. That's what I'd have done.
Got on his knees.
A little crouch.
Picked him up.
I mean, if you've ever seen like a variety show, like if you've been on holiday, taking the kids to like a holiday camp or whatever, you could do that thing where you get a grown man to stand on his knees and put shoes on his knees to make him look really, really small.
I mean, in fairness, Melier needs a little friend, doesn't he? Because he used to kiss Ali. He called Alioski Mon Bebe once, didn't he? And then he was kissing Dan James on the head. Maybe Somerville's his new little pet that he can have. Because put the little scum bastards has left him, hasn't he?
It was the meow at Alioski, wasn't it, as well? That preceded it. Very.
And MOT Paul is picking out Jimmy Floyd, cash in the bank, yes, as he was otherwise known, for his contract shenanigans at Ellen Road. For god-awful punditry on Sky, gave us no credit. Although he does always seem to go into bat for us, but then he seems to like spend time talking himself out of it, does Hasselbank.
I think he's just a bad pundit. He's sort of very good at just saying what has happened.
And he doesn't, I don't think he can express himself adequately, maybe because English is his second language. You know, he can't quite translate the thoughts. And it makes you wonder what he's like, because he's generally sort of failed as a manager as well, hasn't he? Whether it kind of spills over into his dressing room patter.
Hasselbank, I feel like you often see the pundits next to him just kind of going. Carragher often looks confused by him.
That was a confused face, by the way, there, audio listener. Tim Howard gets picked out by Wisconsin Todd for...
this was a clip doing the rounds, actually. He was basically saying in the pre-match that Marsh being fired would set back American coaching, and then after he won, he was kind of trying to make the point that Jesse Marsh was a good coach and that he's proved a doubt was wrong and stuff. And Wisconsin Todd was basically just saying that's not why people wanted him gone. They wanted him gone because we weren't very good. Rather than being an American thing.
I thought, if long-time listeners will remember Moscow's book of petty grievances. Now, Moscow's obviously not on this show. Rob's on it today. But we could still resurrect the book of petty grievances and start to file these people away and just keep a note of their names. Because it was a physical book and we did write people's names down, didn't it? Resurrect it and just start putting people on the shit list,
Tim Howard, a scum bastard as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. And who else? Yeah, so Hasselbank, Judas. Osounis gets some mentions as well.
Cole was lucky, didn't he?
Yeah, Boney M says, he describes him as a very large wad of sloppy dicks and needs to fuck off like the dinosaur he is with a meteor to the fucking head.
We got some nominations as well. Bay Area Brandon picked out you and Phil Hay for giving me shit for saying that we got results.
That's because it's only because that's what you always say.
No, I do say, but we have.
You say it like 12 times a season.
No, I know I do, and I am just like having fun with it. But equally, this season has proved there is merit to the argument.
Suppose.
Yeah, there is. It's an evidence-based bit of optimism. I just want us to be good. That's all. And I think sometimes we're probably better than we fear we are, but then at other times we're worse.
Yeah,
so it's confusing.
There's good and bad things happen sometimes.
What we're saying here is keep up the faith, Dan, as Bay Area Brandon says. Dan's great, really like him. Words to that effect. I'm paraphrasing a bit now.
Yeah.
What does Ballbag say?
Let's move on. Ballbags. So why am I a villain for claiming that I knew we were going to win? Well, I'm not telepathic. I'm a Ballbags.
Because you're a bullshitter.
Well,
he's what he's saying.
Ballbags has got the right name. Shut up. Leeds nominees then. Jesse, Rads, Bamford. Bamford for his inability to use his right foot. But we can't pick on him because we had a great week and a great win. So we could forgive him his indiscretions, can't we?
Suppose, but he could really do with scoring at some point.
Well, if he scores against Bournemouth, will you be cheering him then, or will you be going, "Oh, you should have used your left foot, Bamford"?
Within the stats, actually, that I was using to damn
sick of it
Bournemouth and saying how few goals they should have scored, you can look at individual player stats on that, and Bamford should have 4.7 goals this season.
Right.
Do you know how many he's got?
He's got none.
You can't score 0.7 of a goal, though, can you?
That's true.
Just proves the wrong.
I'd have taken the 4, though. And if you're rounding up, which you could. Anyway, let's talk about Jesse. Because he's actually nominated for Jesse's Dodgy Celebration is the name, but for confusing the living fuck out of me. Do we love him or hate him? Want him sacked or a 10-year contract? Who knows? And also, Ben from Melbourne nominated him for wearing his jumper backwards, which I thought was a joke. But then we were watching footage of it earlier, and in his post-match interview, you can definitely see a little bit of an imprint on the front of his jumper.
So there's like a label on the inside.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got the label on the inside.
Maybe it's just that he's grown up as a Chris Cross fan. You'll get the reference for that, Rob.
Don't know what you're on about.
one for Gen Z.
Yeah. I thought there's potential that he's ironed
Chris Cross
it.
will make you jump.
He might have ironed
Daddy
it.
Mac will make you.
And the labels come through.
They always used to wear the clothes backwards.
Okay. Kevin and Perry, didn't they wear them backwards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, there's a chance he might have dressed himself properly, but
The Mac Dad will make you. No,
you just carry on.
I will do.
Anyway, Jesse's not getting it because he won.
Yeah, and do we love him, hate him? Well, we don't have to love him or hate him. We can just be undecided on him so far, can't we? And it's like we were saying before, like we just need the data set to start filling out in a positive way. Like beat Bournemouth and do it so we think that this football can actually work, not just against teams that let us play.
It is funny though how the result changes so much because, like his celebration, I thought that was hilarious. But when he's done stuff like that in the past, you think, oh fucking hell.
But we said the same. It's like with Kinnear's program notes. It's all fine getting your thesaurus out when we're winning and we can afford to be a bit dick swingy. But otherwise, it starts to just annoy, doesn't it? It starts to grate on people and the finger waggy tone of some of the stuff. Like that was the thing about like Radrazani's, who's mentioned here as well because he just can't help himself. Says Kmart. It's the finger wagging tone of it. And that's what we get. We get that in the program notes and we get it from Radrazani's tweets. Like, stop telling us how to be fans and how we should think.
And a bit of smugness creeps in. Like, we win a game, like, ha, 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 ha.
We always knew. Well, you've not proven anything yet, have you?
No, it was very easily go down.
Brilliant, and we all enjoyed it, but one swallow does not a summer make.
Yeah, as Scrooge says, enjoy the moment for fuck's sake. This will age like warm milk come Saturday when bottom stick 4 past us because we're Leeds.
But that doesn't stop us enjoying this moment, does it? Like, it was a great moment on Saturday, and if you can't enjoy winning at Anfield for the first time in 20 years or whatever, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so who's your villain of the week?
Klopp. I like the random nature of not really having a reason for it, but just going, no, fuck off.
I mean, Robertson did some actual stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, I lean towards Robertson. It's the only bit of sort of villainy that I can properly spot across the last week. Yeah?
I mean, we'll come on to heroes in a bit, but I think the fact the referee didn't make any bad decisions meant Klopp didn't really have anything to complain about, and I was kind of hoping he would. I wanted to see him really upset post-match and moaning about something, but
the fact that he didn't does point towards him being a bit beaten, doesn't it?
He sort of took it on the chin to a large extent, which it's not what I want from Klopp. I wanted him to be really unreasonable about stuff.
Yeah,
but
really unsporting and ungracious. Yeah, but,
so I think for that, well, maybe that's why maybe that's why he gets it.
Yeah,
for being boring in defeat.
Yeah. Be more twatty. Okay, fine, whatever. They can share it. They can argue about it themselves. Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week award then. Quick update on the Player of the Year position because we had some right scores coming, didn't we, for this game. Meslier taking man of the match at 9.36 out of 10.
The highest score ever.
From our TSB Plus members. Everybody scored pretty highly. Pat Bamford didn't so much because of his right foot antics. We had a few between 6 and 7, but most people scoring 7 and above, which was excellent. Jesse Marsh now averaging a 5.19. He's upped his score for the season because he got 7.75 against Liverpool. And that's a bit quite low, no?
I think that it's in fairness, part of the curse of being a manager, I suppose, that when you win, people go, oh, the players did well. And when you do badly, people go, fucking useless manager. Because the previous games, he got 1 point something, did Jesse, for the Fulham and
it's
and
a wild
Leicester games.
Wild swing.
So, like, yeah, when we lose a game, it is reflected in the players' scores, but not quite as badly. Well,
it's Meslier, Adams, Aronson, 1, 2, 3 in the Player of the Year. It's incredibly tight now, the average scores. It's so funny how it's coalesced around, like, Meslier is 7.03, Tyler Adams bang on 7, and Aronson 6.99, so they're duking it out for the Player of the Year. If you want to follow that, by the way, we've got the full listings in the mag this season, all the scores. Elsewhere, in terms of heroes, we've got Meslier, Rasmus, Tyler Adams, Non-Tone, Somerville, so pick the bones out of those.
Meslier probably had the most nominations, despite Somerville's goal. I think on sheer numbers, Meslier probably takes it, and just because everyone was saying how bloody good he was, which he was,
including Ryan.
Meslier, oh mon baby, oh oui oui, I was just missing by a goal as it appeared to be shot. He has been amazing.
Was that Pepe Le Pew?
I don't know if it was an Allo tribute because there was pissing by your goal appeared to be shat. It was some
okay.
It was some nice.
Do you remember Allo, Rob?
Yeah, another of my favourites there.
Do you think Gordon Kay was a good comedian?
He was great, yeah.
Yorkshire's own, wasn't he?
Yeah.
From Huddersfield.
Obviously, you know that he played the lead character in that show.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm sure Phil
Rene.
Hayes.
He was
Right.
Rene. Rene.
I'm sure Phil Hayes told us before that Gordon Kay used to ring up the YP for stuff. I can't remember what it was. I think he was like correcting stories about himself or something.
We'll ask Phil next time. He's in an athletic long read for you there.
So Gordon Kay, he's nominated, a hero.
Yeah, loads of people just nominating Meslier for just being dead good at his job. Life's good again, says Lucy.
Yes.
For now.
5 million for that deep voice French spider boy is incredible.
Spider boy.
Likewise, Sayat Lehman, Ilan Melier for being a big, tall, sexy French bastard. Is right.
All fair enough. Someone not so tall. Nonso.
Yeah.
Get some nominations as well.
Mark has sent this in.
Looks good. Looks Premier League ready. Good with the ball. Good at winning second balls. Good under pressure. And then when he gets it, he does something with it. I like the look of him. I think he's going to be good for us. Get him on more, I say.
I like the considered tone of Mark's voice.
Good.
He's good at that.
He's good.
He's good at that.
He's good.
Do more of that.
Very good.
Peter Haddock's Deep Fat Fryer says, without that little flick off his head, we wouldn't have got that second goal. He's 18 and on his debut away at Anfield. Just like Alan Smith was.
Yeah.
We're talking about that after this, aren't we? We're doing the TSB Guide 2. It's going to be out on Wednesday. So that's yesterday. According to this, we're recording them the wrong way around.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
I'm sure it'll be good once we record it.
It will. Oh, it's going to be great. The TSB Guide to Alan Smith scoring at Anfield, that's coming on yesterday.
Ben rightly points out about Nonso. We've won every Premier League game he's been involved in.
So the stats bear it out, yeah. Jimmy Somerville, loads of nominations for being good and scoring.
Yeah, that's basically it. And
I saw the names.
The name is Dr. Pussy has sent this feedback in, which is
that the Bond film?
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to say yes.
Or similar to it.
Or a gynecologist.
Yeah.
Somerville for being able to control the ball and score after it bounced off a 6-foot random bag of bones and skin. Which did make me laugh. Poor old Pat. It's an assist.
And
we don't in his stats.
We don't actually need to read out the comment by Jurgen Klopp's overbite. I just wanted to read out the name Jurgen Klopp's overbite. Tyler Adams.
Yeah, being dead good as well. For being the best player in the world, says Sam Not Byram.
Yep. Bold claim.
It is very much so, yeah.
We did miss his presence last week, as Bay Area Brandon points out, against Fulham.
I've written for on the blog about Tyler Adams and just how he gets it, that typical Leeds United trait. I really like him. He's good. I like how he's first to every bit of trouble. He just happens to be there leading the celebrations. I liked his little basketball jump with Ilan Melier, who didn't seem to know what was going on. But yeah, all good.
Yeah, Bay Area Brandon refers to him as Americante.
Americante, yeah. He doesn't get the same amount of love and attention as like Pulisic, and presumably Aronson gets a lot of love because he's a forward. But that's the thing, the sort of forward attacking players are always more glamorous than the ones doing the dirty work. Rasmus gets a mention by Ben as well. He's really come into his own over the last few games. Very true. He looks solid. Like, you would have really worried about him facing Liverpool, let's say a month or two back, but he looked absolutely spot on, didn't he?
He did, and celebrations were good at full time as well. He was doing some good roaring at the away end.
And Jesse with his recovery score, 7.75, up from that 1.19 against Leicester and 1.38 against Fulham. Under huge pressure and didn't crumble, as Rich Bentley says. Finally got the result he deserved.
Yeah, and this was mentioned by Moscow actually on the main show because he'd seen it in the feedback. But Wisconsin Todd says, Marsh's jeans, he wore age-appropriate pants. If he's looking for superstitions to follow, kill the acid-washed pants. Pairs with fire, he says.
Very good, yeah. And MOT Paul says, fuck it, Jesse, whatever happens from now, he has helped to give us 3 great moments, surviving, Chelsea at home and Liverpool away. This is true, is this? You know, like in his credit column, he has given us some really good moments. There's been a lot of dirge as well, which I think is why we want the scales just to balance out one way or the other now.
At some point, he will be sacked, whether or not it's this season or... Because, all managers, that's how every manager
Everybody
goes.
dies.
Everyone, it's true. And when you look back on it, whether it's, Christmas he's sacked, next year, 10 years... These will be memorable games that we can look back on. So
absolutely,
good,
absolutely, yeah. And non-Leeds nominations: Joe Gomez, Jurgen Klopp gets a nomination, the FA, and the ref Michael Oliver, who got a season high of 7.63 out of 10 by our nominators.
Yeah, and I noticed from listening to the Liverpool fans as well, none of them complained about him, which was rare because normally if a team loses, you normally have the odd little thing that you'd be like, yeah, well, we should have had a free kick there and that corner was wrong and we should have had a penalty and whatnot. But actually, I think the only complaint on any of it was Mark Rockett not being booked, which was fair enough because he did jump on Salah's back as he was counter-attacking. So he got that a bit wrong. But yeah, I thought it was good. I think it's maybe a different way to referee because sometimes referees do get into the habit of booking everyone early on. But then does that encourage people to just fall over and make a meal of it? Whereas if you make it clear you're not booking anyone, It's like we can roll around all you want, lads. No
I
one's
think
getting booked.
It's just, I think it's also down to the style of the teams. Like, we're not prone to shithousing and wasting time, are we? And neither are Liverpool particularly. So I think that helps, the nature of the two teams. And also just having a grip on the game. He had a good grip on it, but it wasn't a game that got like wayward and out of control like the Villa game, for example. So I think it's just the style of refereeing. I would have been interested to see how he'd refereed the Villa game. But we'll never know, will we? We'll never know. Speaking of like the FA...
I did look back, actually.
I'll just mention this. The FA for not banning Klopp, so we could see his tears. That was Dom. That's why we're happy to have Klopp in this half, and the FA.
I did go back to try and find a reason to hate Michael Oliver, because he's a referee and it's important that we maintain standards, and he should have sent off Ashley Barnes for booting Stuart Dallas that time.
So we've got a grudge against him.
So he's a wrong and he's a Leeds-hating bastard after all. It turns out he's given Liverpool some penalties against us too, but
he gave four in 2 games, wasn't it?
He's still part of the conspiracy then.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I don't think he was probably pivotal in the 6-0 defeat that we had against them last season. So,
mentioning Klopp there, Andrew picks out Klopp for exercising a bold move in that every sub made Liverpool worse, and also hated Saturday Night Football. Yeah, bang on. And Joe Gomez finally for a great assist. Lionel Richie, they're doing the nominations all night long, and so on and so forth. Hero of the week?
I'm torn between Meslier and Somerville. It feels like Somerville's the obvious one, but Mellier's ratings were so high.
I'd go Somerville. It was his birthday. We've given it Meslier before.
Yeah.
Nice, a birthday gift for him.
Yeah, he's not going to have many other weekends like that, is he?
And he got 8.43 out of 10.
Are you writing him off at the age of 21? Don't get any better than this.
Speaking from experience. So, yes, it's got to be Somerville, hasn't it?
I feel like he deserves it this week.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with that. Yeah. He scored. He was good.
Without him, we're happy with a good point and we're really praising Meslier, but you don't get the celebrations.
I think I said on the match ball, I can't remember, I think I did, but this was like, it felt like this was his sort of breakout performance a little bit. He's kind of been there and not really cut through just yet.
It was a really good finish.
Yeah.
The way he managed to control it and get it out of his feet and shoot all within
3 rapid touches.
Yeah, all within such a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
Genuinely really good.
So well done. Well done, Crescenzio Somerville. Hero of the week. There we go. That wraps up the weekly show. We'll be back with the guide yesterday. We've got the Phil Hay show on Friday, which is tomorrow, and obviously the match ball post Bournemouth.
Phil Hay's going to all be about Gordon Kay, if anyone's interested in more.
Going to double up as the TSB guide to Gordon Kay for younger fans like me.
The fallen Madonna with the big boobies, Rob?
Yeah, my favourite.
Vicky Michelle, any opinions?
No, why are you just naming old things?
Why are you naming old things? We'll take care. We'll see you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.